Why Roatan, Honduras? What a wonderful question, and I haven't really told you why I chose Roatan, Honduras. There are a lot of reasons that keep me staying here, but a lot of thought actually did not come into moving to Roatan, Honduras, if I'm being completely honest. I didn't do a ton of research. I wasn't like, ooh, this is where I want to be. I happened to be 25 years old and I had a friend that was doing their dive master in Roatan, and I was like, I've never even heard of that place. Do you have a place for me to stay? And about a month later, I was down there doing my open water scuba diver, which I had always wanted to go scuba diving, just never had the opportunity. Within moments of me getting to this beautiful island, it just, I don't know, it felt right. And it wasn't that I had planned it out, and I had only planned to actually be here for 1 week. I conveniently misplaced my passport back in 2008, 2009, and couldn't leave the island. So it was really, really convenient. I still worked in corporate America. I still had a full-time job. I still had some responsibilities. However, once I came to this beautiful island, met the people, met the culture, or kind of got to experience the culture, learned about scuba diving, which, ooh, that's my favorite activity in the entire world. My favorite thing to be doing is, well, to be breathing underwater. It's, well, I try to get in the water at least once a week, and that's, well, it's my favorite activity that I can do as a, well, it's my favorite activity. And probably one of the big reasons that keeps me in Roatan, or one of the many multitude of reasons that keep me here. And I know a lot of you that are watching and you're planning everything out so meticulously, so much better than I ever did. And I don't know, there's just something about Roatan. It kept calling to me. The universe just seemed to keep aligning to keep putting me on this beautiful island. I ended up, well, my 1 week vacation back in 2008, 2009 ended up lasting 3.5 weeks. I went back up to the US. It also happened to be then it was 2009. It was right over the cusp. The economy wasn't doing super great. My company was asking people to voluntarily leave, and I was just like, well, this is convenient. So I ended up getting laid off or quit, whatever we call it, back in 2009, and that was, well, convenient timing for me. Was able to come down with just a backpack and a suitcase and started this whole journey living in a foreign country, living on an island, learning to scuba dive. I became a dive instructor, bartended at night. It was some of the most fond memories that I have of being in my mid-20s, thinking that, you know, I was going to be in corporate America my entire life. This was just going to be, I was thinking that was it for me. And then I got this exposure to another way of life that was outside of the 9-to-5, outside of the norm. And it just happened. Now, if you have followed me for a while, you know that I have left Roatan a couple times, and that's because of money. Pretty much every time, money or health or something of that nature. Also, I came here 15 years ago, so a lot of life has happened in those 15 years. And the biggest things, I did go back a couple times. We've had some shenanigans, anyway, there's something about Roatan that every time I think I'm gonna leave, and I'm like, I'm leaving forever, I'm not coming back, or I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna rejoin corporate America, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, it never seems to last. Even though I'm like certain at the time, I'm like, I'm making this decision, I'm gonna leave Roatan, I'll vacation every now and again, and something always seems to keep pulling me back. And it's it's just love for the island. Now, that doesn't mean I always like the island. It's like family. You always love them, you don't always like them, and that's something that I had to learn with living on this beautiful island. It does come with its challenges, it comes with its frustrations, and it's just like anywhere else that you're going to live. Nothing is perfect, but there's something with Roatan that keeps pulling me back. Every time I try to leave, now this is the family home for my 2 children. This is their home. They do know other places, but this is kind of their forever home. This is the home base, no matter where we go in the world. This is always this is where my kids and I have decided that this is going to be our home base. And it's hard to quantify, or really hard to answer that. I fell in love with the island My children have adapted so well. And I mean, they've been here since they were infants, on and off. So they, you know, they consider Roatan home too. So it really kind of, well, me as an individual acting for myself versus acting as a parent with two beautiful children. And when those two children, they associate and identify as Roatan as their home. And it's well, it's not a easy, well, it's a non-answer answer. It's not that, oh, I wanted this opportunity, I wanted this opportunity. And I suppose if I had to say what was the opportunity is to live the best life I can for me and my two kids. Prior to that was living my best life. And well, that's why we stay. This is why it's home base. It's nice to get off the island as well. But if you're thinking about any type of adventure, well, as a kid that grew up in Richmond, Indiana, it is nice to sometimes see other things. Living on an island is always an adventure. Dealing with not having Amazon, you know, that could be a good thing every now and again. So thank you all for tuning in. If you're thinking about moving, relocating to Roatan, you know, I didn't have a super planned list. I was just came down on a flight, never wanted to leave, and then the universe, I just kind of kept falling in my lap. So sometimes it's good to not fight what's right in front of you.